Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube storytelling channel. Today I am here to read the final chapter of The Simple Life. I hope that you have enjoyed Anna and Jedidiah's life. I invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy. The sound of voices shouting came up from below the mountain, and Jedidiah walked to take note of who was coming up. He saw an older woman with a younger one who resembled his wife. They were carrying suitcases that appeared to be quite heavy. He rushed down, and when the older woman noticed him, she stopped and stared at him with inquisitive eyes, and then he heard Anna's voice behind him. "Mother?" Jedidiah blinked and watched as she rushed down the path and threw her arms around the two women. He simply watched a tearful, happy reunion as the three exchanged greetings and hugs. And then Anna turned toward him and came to hold his hand. "Come here," she said as she took him down the path. "Mom, this is my husband, Jedidiah. This is my mother and my sister, Maimi." He smiled and nodded at them. "Hello, welcome. Here, let me help you." He took the suitcases and hurried up as Anna helped her mother up the path. He placed the two luggage inside and came out with 2 glasses of water, handing it to each one of them. He noticed how her mother glanced at him from head to toe, and how her own sister wouldn't even look him in the eyes. "Pong came back and told us what happened," her mother said gently. "Why didn't you write to me about losing the baby?" Anna's face paled and she looked away. "I'm sorry. With everything that happened, I forgot you." "Have you recovered? Did anyone take care of you while you were in your postpartum month?" "My husband did," Anna said as she came to stand beside him. "Jedidiah took very good care of me, Mother. You don't have to worry. Is it just you two? Where's Father?" Her mother's eyes fell on him for a split second before she replied, "He's fine. He's busy. Maimi and I will be here for a few weeks." "That's great," Anna said. "Are you hungry? You must be after that trip. Let me fix you something to eat." Her mother laughed. "You? Cook?" "Anna is a great cook," Jedidiah chimed in. "She makes some of the most delicious meals." Anna smiled and her cheeks blushed. "He's just purposely praising me, Mother. I'm trying, but you sit here and I'll go make a meal." "You know what?" Jedidiah said as he took her hand. "You sit with your mother and sister. I'll go make it. It's been a while since you've seen each other." Her face lit up, and his heart raced with happiness. He bent down and gently kissed her lips before he left her. He knew the gesture would stir questions and talk among the women. It was unclear why her mother had showed up like she did, but hearing that Pong had been in communication with them, he was certain the reasons were not good. "This place is horrendous," her mother said as she looked around. "I never thought we'd be sending you away to something like this. I'm so sorry. You must have suffered." Anna shrugged and shook her head. "No, it's fine, Mother. I've learned to adapt quite well. I don't mind it." Pong told us what happened. Her shoulders stilled and she asked, "What did he say?" "He told us about the beatings and the drunken nights with him." Anna laughed and shook her head. I should have known, Mother." "Don't tell me that you believe him." Maimi took her hand. "I never should have let Mom and Dad send you away." Ripping her hands from her sister, Anna cried, "Stop it! You have no idea what you're talking about. Pong is a liar. He was the one who got me into the mess in the first place. He refused to take me in, and that was why you sent me away. You didn't even want me, and now that I'm happy, you're going to come here and try to make me lose myself again?" "Happy?" her mother asked, walking to her. "Where is happy in a place like this? This is nowhere, which you so happily sent me to. You were so ashamed of me bearing a child without a husband that you couldn't even dare to help me. Instead, you pushed me somewhere no one ever heard of. You have no idea what I've been through. When I was bleeding and near death, who was by my side? My husband was. When Pong tried to assault me and put me to shame once again, who was there? My husband was. If you are here to try to make me hate my own husband, you're in for a treat. I love him. I am never leaving him based on stupid rumors started by a worthless man like Pong. I am ashamed of you both. Anna turned around and almost lost her balance when Jedidiah was staring at her from where he stood. He'd heard everything, as she let out a sob running into his arms. The moment he held her, all the pain went away. Sobbing into his comfort, she hated the fact that her own mother had made a fool of herself by believing someone like Pong. He lifted her chin up and gently brushed her tears away, kissing the wetness from her cheek. Don't cry. It guts me every time I see you shed a tear, he whispered. And then he looked up at her mother and sister. Mother, I don't know what Pong told you, but if you want the truth, why don't you come in and we'll be happy to share everything with you. Her mother cleared her throat. I am someone who is concerned about her daughter's well-being, and so I am asking. Funny, you didn't care when he abandoned her. Don't talk to me like that, her mother cried. Jedidiah laughed. What other way is there to talk to you? I find it comical that you'd come all the way here to accuse me of such things when the person who started the gossip was a man who denied your own daughter. Did he tell you how he lost his tooth? He tried to hurt my wife, and it was my fist that took it out. He showed up here feeling amused when she lost her baby, and it was a baby he was a part of. If you want to know anything about my wife, why don't you ask me how I've treated her? Anna wiped her cheeks and sniffed. I'm so ashamed of you both, coming to my house and accusing my husband of such horrific things. I should have known better. Her mother stepped forward. I'm sorry. Look, I didn't know, okay? And you're right. I should never have believed him. I'm sorry. Dinner was awkward. No one said much, and Jedidiah felt the tension in the room. Anna was eating slowly and avoiding her mother's gaze, and he hated that she had to hide who she was. He reached over and forked a few strings to put on her plate. She glanced at him and smiled, her eyes finally truly smiling with, since the arrival of her mother and sister. So, Mommy said as she forced a grin, what is there to see around here? Anna turned to look at her. There's many things to do around here. I'll take you to the hidden spring tomorrow morning and you can go explore. I'll also take you to meet Maya and her family. They live just down the mountain from us. Is there any young men around here? Her sister asked, cheeks flushed. Laughing, Anna replied, No, none for miles. If you're here to date, you'll find it's quite empty. Have you thought about returning to the city, making a business for yourself? Her mother asked. And there it was. He was waiting for this conversation. He knew it had more to do than just visiting. Regarding her last letter, since Anna hadn't mentioned about moving back, he knew the reason she was here was because of this. Why would I go back to the city? I love it here, Anna said. You have your schooling to finish, and you dream of being a teacher, her mother said. Anna's face turned sour, and she looked away. Jedidiah took her hand gently and replied, She can teach here. She can always set up a school where she can help educate the children on the mountain. Anna turned to him. Really? Yes, really, he said with a smile. But she needs to finish her education, her mother said. Anna dropped his hand and turned around to face her mother. Why must I finish it now? It wasn't important to you before. Her mother gave her a glare. Is this what the countryside has done to you? To learn how to talk back to your mother? You pushed me out of the house, Anna cried as she stood up. You left me when I needed you the most. Now that I'm happy, you cannot come here and try to destroy everything. Jedidiah stood up and pulled her into his arms, shielding her. He turned to her mother and said, I appreciate your concerns. Let me talk to Anna. There's no need to be upset over something so small. Her mother stood and pointed a finger at her. You're an ungrateful daughter. She walked out, and Mimi followed. He looked down at her, and she broke apart in his arms. He lifted her chin to look up at him. Tell me what's on your mind, he whispered. Shaking her head, she replied, She doesn't get to rule over me like this. Not after what her and my father did to me. They were so ashamed of me having a baby without a husband. Now that I'm happy and capable of taking care of myself, They'll turn around and try to destroy everything, try to destroy my happiness. Pong isn't a good man. He lied to them about you. And like idiots, my parents are taking his side when he was the one who hurt me first. Jedidiah wrapped his arms around her, holding her, feeling her body sink against him. What can I do? Sobbing, she said, I don't know. But I know I never want to go back. I want to be here with you. I choose you. You have never betrayed me. Smiling, he kissed her temples and whispered, Then I'll take care of it. You just smile at me. That's all I need. The night crickets were loud and buzzing as Jedidiah stepped outside to the garden. He found her mother sitting on one of the logs he'd built for Anna. He looked like her, just an older version, and he felt his heart raced as he realized that this woman held a frightening power. She held the power to try to take his wife from him. All his life, he had been stable in everything he did. He grew up with nothing and had never expected much. But when Anna entered his life, he realized that he was alive, but not living. Only when her kisses brought him to life did he realize how much he'd give to her and how deep love can make a man change. He changed a lot over the last few months with her, and there was nothing anyone could do to make him let her go. Her mother looked up at him, and he stayed a safe distance from her. You chose to have her come out here to me. You had no idea how I was, only that I was the nephew of a distant brother of yours. You knew nothing about me. Yet you forced her to pack her bags and come to me. What were you thinking? Jedidiah asked. She smiled and looked away. You're not a woman. You have no idea how much they shred her to pieces should she give birth in our home without a husband. I did what a mother had to do in order to protect her daughter. And what are you doing right now? He asked as she looked at him. What is this you're doing? She smiled. She stood and laughed. I'm giving her a new life. Had I known this is what she would be living in, I'd never let her come here. And your history of beating women and drinking is not what she deserves. And you base this on what Pong said to you? The man who denied her when she had nowhere to go? Did he also tell you how he mocked her when she bled out pieces of the baby he gave her? What about when she had nowhere to go and how he told her to go hang herself? Did he tell you that too? He felt his anger rise and he had to control himself. Look, I don't care what he said to you because he knows nothing. But I love Anna. You can't come here and try to take my wife away when she has been bonded with me body and soul. Her mother laughed and shook her head. She came to you carrying another man's child. Doesn't that make you sick? How can you love someone who is not pure? Jedidiah narrowed his eyes. Pure. Because she was abandoned, she's not pure. To me, she's the purest thing on earth. If you're here to remind her how much you miss her and how sorry you are, please stay. But if you're here to try to break her down and leave her crumbled, then pack your bags and leave. She turned around, shocked, feeling her eyes. Are you threatening me? Yes, he said with a serious tone. No one hurts Anna and stays a friend with me. The minute you choose to make her shed one single tear, you become my enemy. You're not afraid what I could do to you with the amount of power that I have behind me, she asked. I could take her away from you and shut you down. You have no one to protect you or anything that you own. You just try me, he whispered. The tension followed them to the following morning when Jedidiah woke and found himself alone. He didn't like the feeling. She wasn't in the house, nor was she walking anywhere around the garden. Where did she go? As he walked outside, he noticed her sister coming up with a basket of flowers. She was wearing one of his wife's many dresses she had sewn. Good morning, Jedidiah, she said with a smile. Where is Anna? He asked, ignoring her greeting. She pointed over her shoulder. She's coming with Mother. We went to the spring and then took a walk around the land. You have a very beautiful home. Look, I'm sorry for the way how my mother has treated you. She's always been this way. But I see now that you love Anna, and I'm thankful for it. He ignored her and walked past her when she reached out suddenly to hold his arm. Before he could react, Anna appeared with her mother, and his eyes met hers. He quickly shoved Mimi's hold off him, and he started toward her. He felt the anger rising in his chest, as he knew what the two mother and daughter duo was trying to do. He only hoped Anna could figure it out. Where were you? He asked. Anna smiled and came to hold his arm. I took mother and sister to the spring, and then she came to rest her eyes on Mimi. Mom is tired. Why don't you take her to rest? Her sister nodded, and her mother gave her a glance, almost like a signal, and the two walked off. Jedidiah felt his heart break. He turned to her and looked into her eyes and saw a gentleness of love unfolding before him. What's going on? He asked. Trust me, Jedidiah. No matter what happens in the next few days, I need you to trust me. He let out a shaky breath and then pulled her into his arms. I don't want to lose you, Anna. I can't live without you. You will never lose me, but I want you to prepare yourself. This is how I will fight for us, and no matter what happens, I just want you to trust me. Don't question anything. Can you do that for me? He pulled away and looked into her eyes. I will do anything you ask of me. The afternoon was long and heavy with a strange air that left her feeling lonely. Her mother and sister's arrival was not a good one, and she knew it. But the ultimate test was coming, and she knew that it would be once and for all, force everything that was questionable to be understood. Now that she was in a place where her heart was steady, and she knew where she stood, nothing could change anything. She knew what the plan had been from day one. She knew why her mother had brought her sister. It was going to be a plan that could create disaster for them, and her own sister was brave enough to try to be a part of it. Her heart broke thinking about how her own family was set out to destroy her for the second time. Only this time, she knew where she was, and that she would never be alone even after they left her. But she couldn't let Jedidiah in on her plan. If he knew of it, her mother and sister would suspect right away. She only could remind him to trust her. When evening fell, Jedidiah was away gathering wood for the night. She had made a very pretty dress a few weeks ago, and she brought it with her to Mimi. The moment her sister saw it, her eyes lit up and she smiled. Did you make that? She asked. Nodding, Anna replied, Yes, I did, but after the baby it's too small for me. It's perfect for you, though. Why don't you try it on? Smiling, Mimi reached for it and went inside to change. Her mother came out, and she noticed that her mother's eyes were no longer swimming with kindness. She held a distant grudge against everything she saw here in the home she had created with Jedidiah. This place is so lonely, Anna. How can you live here with that man? Her mother asked. That man was the only one who saved me, Mother, when the world shut me out. You should remember, you played a hand in it. How many times do I have to tell you? I had no choice but to follow along with your father. I don't make the rules in our house. Anna felt her eyes fill up with tears. Do you know that it was him who carried me in his arms for 6 miles, running to the hospital when I miscarried? I woke up to him covered in my blood, Mother. She watched as her mother lowered her gaze. I spent so many nights crying, wondering why me, a woman who was born into a family, was left alone when she had nowhere to turn to. And him, a man who knew nothing of his origin, was willing to house me and care for me. She walked to her mother and let her tears shed down for her to see. Mom, everything you have done so far, are you proud of it? Her mother didn't answer her. Your silence tells me a lot. No matter what happens in the next few days, remember that you chose your path. But I'm giving you a chance right now to change your fate. Her mother looked up at her. I'm doing this for you. No, she said as she stepped back. You're doing this for yourself. Remember, you chose this. Jedidiah finished stacking the wood together on the ground and wiped the sweat from his brow. The sun wasn't kind today, and normally Anna would be here with him, but the past couple of days had kept her inside with her mother and sister. She'd even suggested they sleep in separate beds, at least until they left. He missed waking up to her. As he let out a breath, he heard something, and he shifted his head around to find Mimi coming toward him, wearing one of his wife's dresses. She was smiling, her eyes filled with a certain goal. Was this what Anna had warned him about? He knew something drastic like this would be happening, but he didn't suspect it would happen this fast. Her mother was determined to win her daughter back. Jedidiah, dinner is ready. Anna told me to come get you, Mimi said. Thanks. He picked up the basket of wood and placed it on his back. As he walked past her, she reached out to hold his arm. Don't touch me. Her eyes darkened. It's far, and my feet hurt." "Then you should have worn better footwear." As he moved to go, she chased after him and fell. She made a sound, and he turned around to find her crumpled on the ground, her hand around her ankle. I think I sprained my ankle. I can't walk." "Then crawl," he said as he turned away. "Jedidiah!" she cried. "What will Anna say when I tell her that you left me behind? I'm her sister." Letting out a breath, he turned around to stare at her. He walked to her and picked her up, carrying her in his arms. Her face broke into a smile as she put her arms around his neck. "Don't touch me," he warned. "I'm doing this for her, not you." Her smile faded as he carried her toward the house. When the home came into view, he saw Anna walking out, and the moment her eyes turned toward him, he felt pain strike his heart. Would she understand? She had to. When he reached her, he saw how Mimi was smiling, and he set her down. She limped toward Anna, who reached out her hands to steady her. "Anna, brother-in-law is so kind. I slipped and sprained my ankle, and he helped me. He's the greatest," she said with a gentle smile. Anna turned to him and replied, "Thank you," and she disappeared into the house. His heart sunk as he felt more alone than ever. "Hold on tight to what you believe in, Jedidiah," he told himself. "Trust her. You need to trust her." Dinner was quiet as he ate in silence while the three chattered about the weather and how exciting the city was. At one point, Mimi reached over and plucked the last chicken wing from the bowl, and he saw that Anna had little left to eat. He gave her his portion, and the two mother and daughter gave him a long, silent stare. "Wow," Mimi said as she cleared her throat. "You must really love Anna." And Jedidiah smiled and replied, "She's the only woman in this world who I want and need." "A man can't just have one woman," her mother said. "I mean, he would get pretty lonely." "I only need Anna. She makes everything better." Anna's eyes lit up, and she reached over to take his hand. He brought her hand up to kiss gently. He missed touching his wife. And then he took her chin in his hand and pulled her to kiss softly. "Eat. I'll go wash the pots outside." Anna watched as her mother's face darkened when her husband left the room. She had been craving his touch and kiss. Tonight's embrace was much needed to remind her that nothing could ever come between them, even what she planned to do. Her mother smirked and drank her water. "He's lying. A man who pretends to love one woman is a bigger liar than anything in this world." "Did father have more than one woman?" Anna asked suddenly. "Is this why you're so bitter?" Her mother laughed and leaned back in her chair. "Any man. Ask any man, and he would tell you that he has a hunger for more than one woman. Your husband is keeping a dark secret, Anna. Men like him, they exist only to hurt you in the long run. But you're so stupid you can't even see that. Pong was a snake, but at least he was an honest one. He told you how he truly felt." "And my husband doesn't?" "It's an act," her mother said. "And I'll prove it to you." Anna watched as Mimi's smirk appeared, and she forced herself to swallow down the food. It was happening. "Jedidiah?" She turned, and Anna brought him the cup of tea. As he took it, he made sure his hands closed around hers. She stepped up on her toes and gave him a kiss. He deepened it, and she placed her hands on his chest. "I want you to remember that no matter what happens, you need to trust me, okay?" she asked. His eyes gave her a loving glance, and he asked, "Will you be here tomorrow morning?" Nodding, she said, "I will be, and so will you. But trust me. Drink." He smiled at her and took the tea. As soon as the cup was empty, he led his hand to the backyard where the shed was. Kissing him softly, she felt his body shiver beneath hers, and then she saw his eyes grow heavy with drowsiness, and when he smiled at her, she kissed him one last time. The scream woke Jedidiah up, and he sat up in the woodshed, half naked. What had happened? He covered his head with his hands, and it ached fiercely. All he remembered was drinking the tea Anna gave him and then kissing her. The rest was a blur. He quickly threw on a shirt and walked out of the shed to find Anna with her mother and sister in the house, each one of them looking as if they'd seen a ghost. Her sister was wearing a torn dress, her shoulders exposed with hand marks on her flesh. Her mother walked to him and slapped him across his face. "You sick bastard! How dare you insult me by forcing my daughter? Isn't one enough for you to have? You have to ruin both my daughters?" her mother asked. He looked up, his eyes filled with confusion. What? Look at him pretending, Mamie cried. He was with me all night long last evening, and now he's pretending. Mother, I want justice. Anna turned to him and asked, Were you with her last night? Shaking his head, he whispered, No, I was with you. You and I were together last night. Believe me, Anna, I would never do this. Liar! You liar! Her mother cried. Mamie came to her and grabbed his wife's hands. You have to give me justice. Anna smiled, and then she removed her sister's hand from her. She walked to him and touched his arm gently, and then she turned around to face her. If he was with you last night, you must have felt his scar on his belly. Her face lit up and she replied, Yes, it was long and ugly. I ran my hands over it and I remembered it as he took me. Anna's eyes filled with tears as she turned to look at him. He reached for her and she backed away. Shaking his head, he whispered, No, don't believe her. You did this to me, Mamie cried. My mother was right. A man can't have a single woman at all. You have to have a sister to yourself. Anna, do you see what kind of man you've married? He's despicable. He's even willing to lay with your own sister. Come back home with me and I'll take care of your divorce. You never have to worry about him again. Go pack your bags. He shook his head and reached for her again. This time she didn't reject him, and he already felt tears in his eyes. And then suddenly she reached up to touch his face and smiled. She turned around and glared at her sister. If you truly did lay with him, you'd have known that his body is free from scars, she said as she lifted his shirt and placed her hand on his stone-washed, hard abdomen. He watched as her eyes filled up with tears, and she shook her head. I knew you were up to no good. I gave my husband a mild sedative, and I spent the night with him in the wooden shed behind the house. He wasn't even in the house last night, sister. How could he have touched you? Mamie came to her and raised her hand to hit her, when Jedidiah grabbed her wrist, shoving her backward toward her mother. The two collided onto the floor. He stepped forward, his anger rising, as he watched the two of them stumble to stand. It's enough that this world is full of people who are cruel. But to know that your own family would turn a blind eye to create hate against you is beyond anything I'd ever dreamed of. I long for a family to have and hold. I never thought that families could do what you've done to Anna. He shook his head with disgust. You buried Anna when she needed you. Today she would bury you in the past, and that's where you will stay. The future doesn't include you. If you ever touch my wife, or even come near her again, I will make sure you know what sufferance is all about. Anna touched his shoulder, and he turned to look at her as she put her arms around him. I gave you both a chance to stop. But since you insisted on doing this to me, I will cut ties with you and anyone who shares your last name. Today, when you leave here, you will leave knowing that you will never receive my love, and it is you who will have to live alone with that for the rest of your life. Anna, her mother said. No, he broke in. You don't get to say anything anymore. Pack your bags and leave. The wind was beginning to die down as Anna lay in his arms, staring up at the blue, cloudless sky. A calm was around her, and she felt entirely safe. He kissed the top of her head, and she snuggled close to him. I never want to let this go, she whispered. Do you promise me that we will always be like this? He chuckled. I do. Each and every day I will give you this and more. You're all I need, Anna. You add everything to my life. She looked up at him. I love you. He tilted her chin to him and kissed her gently. Do you now? Nodding, she said, I do. I love you so, so much. I never thought I could love anyone as much as I do you. Do you love me? If you have to ask me that question, I have failed as a husband. Smiling, she replied, I want to hear you say it. He gathered her in his arms. Anna, you should never have to hear me say it in order to know if I love you or not. Everything I do, every glance, every moment, it's all about you. My entire life and heart is full of only you, and all of it is love. When I steal a kiss, when I hug you, when I look across the room, it's all my love for you. She felt tears enter her eyes as she whispered, That's the most beautiful thing ever. He wiped her tears away. No. The most beautiful thing is us. Never will you have to search for a place in the world because you belong with me right here. This land, this place, this world is ours. It's where we began and it's where we will end. Our children would know nothing but love, and we will be each other's strength and power against the world. Thank you for tuning in. I hope that you enjoyed Anna and Jedidiah's love story. I will see you in the next episode.
아침에 눈을 뜨자마자 느낀 설레임 Blossoming 향기로운 달콤한 햇볕에 노인거리는 꽃 같아 다 보고 싶지 않는데 말하고 싶지 행복한데 빨리 사그러들까봐 어떡해 그날부터인 것 같아 내게 가까이 다가와서 좋아한다고 말해 꽃 내 맘에 피어가네 Oh blossoming in my heart 난 이 마음 멈추려고 안 할래 그럴래 우리 집 가로등 불빛 아래 너와 나 blossoming 부드러운 매혹적인 새빨간 roses 피어가 yeah. 한 걸음씩 가까이만 다 눈빛을 마주 보고서 들키고 싶지 않아 어떡해 지금 이 순간이 멈추리 가까이 다가와서 아름답게 서서히 꽃 내 맘에 피어가네 Oh blossoming in my heart 난 이 마음 멈추진 못할 거야 그럴 거야 꽃 내 맘에 피어가네 Oh blossoming in my heart yeah. 난 이 마음 멈추진 못할 거야 그럴